back to the offensive truth with your host again, Dads. Today we're going to be looking at the Gregorian calendar. Is it the truth or is it a lie? Yeah, is it the truth or is it a lie? But you already know me. I like to dig deep in deception, and I definitely think the Gregorian calendar is a lie given to us by the colonizers. So we're going to dig deep into that today. But as you can see on my screen right now, I have a couple Bible scriptures up. And we're just going to take a look at just one of them. You can probably read the whole screen, but we're going to look at this one because I'm going to use the Bible to dissect the calendar. Now, of course, some people may have question because the calendar I'm going to use is coming from the hidden books. But the main reason I'm using the precept here is to let you kind of understand where I'm going to be going with this one. So check this out. So Isaiah 28:30. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. Now, what precept mean in the Hebrew language? Because that's what the Bible originally came out in. Precept mean rule upon rule. What rule upon rule mean? You follow the rule that the Bible tells you how to understand. So if the Bible is telling you something and it's true, the Bible put it different places. And fortunately for the calendar situation, in the main Bible, there is no mention of how many days in a year in the main Bible. But if you go into the hidden books, you can see in the book of Jubilees, Enoch, and Dead Sea Scroll. But before I get into the Bible situation with the Gregorian calendar, we're going to go from a secular perspective. So let me just take you to this. The History Channel here. Look at this. History Channel, legit thing here. So we're going to use secular. Because that's how we do this. You don't just use the Bible alone. The Bible is powerful, so you use secular history. So as you can see here, the original goal of the Gregorian calendar was to change the date of Easter. Okay? So as you can see, in 1582, when the Pope Gregory VIII introduced the Gregorian calendar to Europe, adhered to the Julian calendar. So basically, the colonizers changed the calendar. Now, that doesn't mean that the Julian calendar is right either, because that comes from another 365 days. Not mentioned again, whether in mainstream Bible or hidden Bible. So before I dissect this, and I'm not going to make this video pretty long, I'm just going to make it pretty quick. Before I dissect this, you want to know that there is other calendars out there, like the Egyptian, which is 365 days, just like the Gregorian. The Julian, and yeah. So there you go. You got the Gregorian, the Egyptian, the Julian. You got the Ethiopian too with the 365, but the Ethiopian calendar is 7 years behind the Gregorian calendar, which the Ethiopian is the second oldest calendar to what I'm going to get to biblically. So let's kick it off like this. So we're going to go into the book of the Jubilees here. We're going to look how many days in a year, right? So the book of Jubilees is considered Little Genesis. Of course, church people are going to tell you don't read this because Little Genesis is a little different. So let's dive right into it here. We're going to use precept upon precept. Okay, we're going to use precept upon precept, and we're going to see what we find. Okay, precept, and I'm doing this lifetime on precept here a little. And what we got here, 364 days. Okay? That's what we got here in the days of Noah. 364 days. So we're going to see here in Book of Jubilees, we're going to use precept in the same Book of Jubilees and dissect. Look here again. This is where it only 364 days. You see that? What's beside it here? So we're going to do this. For this is the season I recommend to testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them. For after thy death thy children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 365 days only. So that's a prophecy. For this reason they will go wrong as the new moons and season and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood and all kinds of flesh. Okay, so you see that the Book of Jubilees gave you a prophecy that they was going to change it from 364 days. That's what it should be only. Right? So that's Book of Jubilees. All right. Pastor tell you don't read it. All right. Let's move on to another book again in the Bible. We're going to move on to Enoch. What we have here. We have Enoch 72. Okay. He says here, and on that day the night becomes shorter, and amounts of 9 parts, and the day amounts of 9 parts, and the night becomes equal to day, and the year amount is exactly 364 days. We're going to go through precept again and look through the book of Enoch good. Again, see here? And this is the solar here. Okay? So, I'm going to go into a short reading of this one. It says here. It says, and if 5 years are added together, the sun has an excess of 30 days for each days of 5 years, and there are 364 days. And then we're going to go down further here with the precept here. Another 364 days here. And what we see up here. We see, and the moon conduct. So that means the 364 days go with the moon. Now there is other parts of Enoch that say they disobey the 364 days. So they're going to get it wrong. Okay, I'm not going to get into all that. Like I said, trying to make this video quick. Then we're going to go over to the Dead Sea Scroll. Now, Dead Sea Scroll was discovered back in 1947. So this couldn't make the Bible. So they can't say this was nay or yeah or nay or wasn't going to be legit. So let's look at the Dead Sea Scrolls here. And see what these Bible books say how many days in a year. We're going to use precept upon precept. Remember. 64. Come on. It's there earlier. Come on. Alright, hold on here. Alright, so... Alright, so we're going to do 3. Alright, the Dead Sea Scroll is acting up a little here on me. I had it sorted out before, and now let me do this here. So we're going to do this here. Let me see here. Let's go here. So yeah. So there we go. Here is 364 days supposed to be in a year. We going by 365. So all the dates that we going by right now is wrong, technically. But of course, you know, we're upon Babylon time. So you know how it go. The deception go very deep. Alright, so see, we have the 364 day here mentioned in the Dead Sea Scroll that was found in 1947. And based on the rules of precept that I brought up earlier, the Dead Sea Scroll would have fit the here a little, there a little. So I'm kind of showing you a little way how to decode the Bible. See it there again? So it would have been Sabbath right beside it. So it would be here a little, there a little, meaning that the truth in the Bible is not just one place. It's sprinkled all over like a little puzzle, and you got to put it together. Okay? Now, with that said, that's about it I have today. If you like what I'm saying, share if you care, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more coming. We're always tearing down the deception. All right, blessed and have a good one.